Clover's award-winning social responsibility Mama Afrika projects are shining examples of how the empowerment of women along with training can help create employment and promote health in isolated or depressed areas of South Africa. Today we meet Professor Elaine Flock, who implemented the project in 2004. She'll introduce us to two of the Clover mamas. Elaine, what is the goal behind the Mama Afrika project?
Clover Mama Afrika wants to uplift women. We want to empower them by giving them skills, training and equipment, and through that we really want to get them self-sustainable.
Mama Doris, I know that this vegetable plot is a big project for you. Would you like to tell us more about it?
I'm coming from not the poorest family, not the rich family, but a normal family. At my early age, we have to water the garden before we go to school. My mom was very strict. She taught me how to grow the vegetables. Clover offered me some trainings, how to make your own seed beds. They offer seeds, manure, especially they transported a teacher from Gauteng for the training, and she stayed here about 2 weeks. The plot is 1/4 of a hectare. I grow spinach, carrots, cabbage, and summer I plant a lot of butternuts, potatoes, tomatoes. The vegetable is helping me a lot. First of all, I feed my family. Then I go out for sales. I sell in the surrounding areas of Kaiskamahoek. There is a clinic nearby. I used to put my veggies there so the patient can come and buy.
Elaine, how do you find these mountain-moving women?
We found these women everywhere in South Africa with the help of our area and or branch managers, and we are approached by people, ordinary people, telling us about women that they know that are taking care of abandoned and abused children, the vulnerable people in the communities, and sometimes people also taking care of elderly people who are really in need of help and support.
How did you learn to bake?
I learned to bake in my grandmother's kitchen. She teaches us how to bake biscuits, cakes, and my first biscuits were ginger biscuits at the age of 9 years old.
And how did you start the bakery?
I started a bakery through Clover Mama Afrika, where they taught me skills by baking. My best sellers are my bread, my banana loaves, my Chelsea buns, my malt tarts, and my soft and sweet bake. I permanently employ 5 people from our community, where we bake 200 to 300 loaves of bread a day. I run the bakery and sell the products. Luckily for me, I've got a good husband, Yanni, where I bake all the stuff and he will go to the shops and promote everything and sell everything for us.
Celestine, which other social services do you carry out here in the community of Ashbury?
I've got the soup kitchen, where my husband Yanni and my 2 sons, Conrad and Dimitri, helps me give the food to the people. We've got a social program where we look after abused kids, where I counsel them. The kids face, in their families, they face substance abuse, alcohol abuse, where parents will hit them. The fathers will abuse them sexually, so they will come to me and ask me for guidance. And also we're working with the court. The court will give us children, and I will counsel them. I can't take them in my house because it's a thing near to my heart, because I also was abused when I was a little girl, so I know what to ask them.
Now, I can see you've got your hands full with these children. Could you spare a couple of minutes to tell us about the community's centre's preschool?
It's very important to have a preschool in a place like Ashbury. There's so many kids here, and nobody looks after them when their parents are at work. So that's why we are here to teach them. And also in our area, there's lots of young ladies getting pregnant, so single parents are here. So that's why there's so many kids are being left unattended at homes.
Celestine, can you share with us which success story is closest to your heart?
The closest success story to my heart is a lady working for me for almost 8 years. She was alcoholic, and I can truly say she's alcohol-free and she's living a happy life.
Every year, Clover mamas from all corners of the country make a long journey to attend an intensive week of training. Aptly called Smarties Week, the mamas receive workshops that complement their existing self-help projects. Each mama receives a trophy in recognition of their hard work and commitment to the project. Mama Doris was the Best Farmer of the Year in 2010, and Mama Celestine was Best Businesswoman in 2011.
The way to transfer the skills to the other projects, when I get back from the trainings, because sometimes I'm called to Joburg to have the baking training, I call them, then I show them what I've learned. Each and everybody is allowed to get the skill and go to her community and teach them.
My final aim within this community is to create more jobs and make my bakery sustainable to create an income for myself and also members in the community.
Currently, 35 extraordinary Clover mamas collectively look after more than 12,800 abandoned, abused, orphaned and HIV/AIDS infected and affected children, as well as 3,500 senior citizens in more than 35 geographic locations throughout South Africa. As the saying goes, you teach a man, he'll teach a man. You teach a woman and she'll teach a generation.
Years and years ago, people looked after each other. No one went without food, clothing or shelter. The strong protected the weak, children and the aged. Skills were passed on from generation to generation. Elders were respected for their insight.
It was a beautiful system in which everyone had a special role and a place of belonging. Call it ancient African wisdom or the concept of Ubuntu. I am who I am because of others around me. I am because we are.
To promote gender equality and empower women is one of the UNDP priorities, not only as human rights, but also because they are the best pathway to helping achieve all the other Millennium Development Goals, as well as sustainable development.